The Britannic is the younger sister ship of the Titanic and the Olympic.
We just can't stop.
Oh.
We just can't.
This plan was short-lived because something called World War I started. Share later.
Ooh.
But
Oh my
they-
God.
At the end of August 1916, she would be called back to duty. Captain Bartlett at the time saw clear waters, everything looked good, so he could really not predict what was about to happen. She was very familiar with disaster because she was also a survivor of the Titanic. Unfortunately, this was a very deadly mistake.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coast Files, your podcast for ocean mysteries and true crime. I'm Chantel.
I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Megan. Also, hi, Trevor. It's been a while.
I know,
Oh,
it has
hi,
been. I was
Trevor.
thinking
Yeah.
about that recently.
I hope that he still listens and watches, like, creepily
Yeah.
from the corner. Like, just
I think he's
peering
good
around.
with just being that one that just lurks in the
Yes.
background.
It's our
he only
number one
responds
super
when we,
fan.
like, aggressively call him out. So,
Yeah.
Trevor.
Trevor, say hi.
Yeah, we
Trevor,
miss
are
you.
you still here?
We miss
Do you still like us?
So we were just talking about how we're looking at a photo and it's
Mhm.
always ominous. And I feel like every story you tell is similar yet different. So I'm excited and also very uneasy about what we're going to
I
learn
will
about.
be honest with you. I was going to actually cover something different. It was like an unsolved mysteries thing, but I watched it and it was like 10 minutes of content. So I'm like, maybe I'll save it for
You know
another
we can make
day.
that.
I know. I would have really depended on you guys to stretch it out for a real story. Yeah. But I was worried it would be like a 5-minute episode. So
That has
another
never
day.
once happened. Even the one I did for episode 5 about the lighthouse that had no content, that was still 45 minutes.
Yeah,
That's fair.
that's fair.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
should be good. And actually, this story I feel like Chantal will definitely appreciate because there's some Chantal elements in it.
Oh, I like it. Is it a mermaid?
Chantel, were you there?
There's
Is it a
no
mermaid?
mermaids.
No.
That's
But
actually the first thing I
there's-
thought of too.
There'll be a nurse.
Oh,
Nurses.
okay.
Yes.
And she's
A
really
mermaid
a mermaid.
nurse.
Yeah. And she is a nurse, so I thought of her. Oh, yeah, I totally
that's
forgot
neat.
I had a pocket peanut butter cup I was going to eat before we started.
Oh, eat it
Oh,
now.
Well, then how about
Right
I do
into the
my
mic.
update and you
Oh,
can
will I eat my peanut butter
eat-
cup?
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Okay,
You need that
hopefully I don't
sugar
have
rush to start.
Chocolate in my teeth
Um,
after.
I can't remember. I think it might be 2 weeks ago now that the Papahanamukuakea episode came out.
Yeah.
So good. Like how?
Say
How?
that 10
Um,
times fast. Thank you.
So there has been a little update that happened. I got the update an hour, well, probably about 4 hours ago now. And so what happened on August 8th, which was Friday, federal judge Micah Smith blocked and overturned the April letter from NOAA released about the Pacific Islands Heritage Marine National Monument. So remember how they were like, here's your licenses, go fish?
Holy
Mhm.
crap.
They overturned it. And any fishing that
Nice.
started since April around these islands and atolls must stop immediately.
Damn.
And it was ruled that they violated federal law, Trump did, by bypassing the formal process for changing fishing rules, which requires public notice and comment. So the fact that they just did it and gave out all these orders and was like, hey, go for it without bringing in the peoples at
Yeah.
all, they were like, this is completely against what you're supposed to do. So that doesn't mean that they won't take it back into course to try and fight it, but it means that there's going to have to be more like steps and tape
Yeah.
to go through to actually get it to be done. So
the doy.
Okay.
while this
Yeah.
doesn't have anything, this isn't ruling for the what the BBB is trying to change, which obviously they are doing it in a different way, probably in
Mhm.
hopes to get that passed as well. But I think this is probably pretty promising for maybe that being overturned as well.
At least it's a
So,
good sign.
fingers
Like someone's
crossed.
paying
Yeah,
attention.
it's
Someone gives a
somebody's paying
shit.
attention and they're saying, hey, we can't just do it this way. You don't just get to say like go fish
Yeah.
in these very, very protected areas. So anyways,
good
I was very
news.
excited
That's
when I
good
saw that
news.
come
Yeah.
across our my feed. So and I thought I
Well,
can't wait
that's
for an update
awesome.
episode. I had
And
to
in
know.
terms of real time, in terms of when we recorded that and then the news, that is
it's
fast.
literally the same week.
That's
Yeah.
But
fast.
like the same, like, yeah, because we're recording this the Monday before
Like
the episode
Monday?
comes out. So the people haven't even
Right.
heard it yet, and I already have exciting updates.
Good news, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's amazing. I'm
That
so
is
glad to hear. I
amazing.
hope that we continue to have good news for
Mhm.
that. But
Wouldn't that be nice just to have like good news for once?
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, right. Especially over there.
Oh, except when Prime Minister Carney dropped food and supplies and medicine into Gaza. That was awesome.
Yes,
That
that
was
was
good
as
news.
well.
That we
Yep.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Okay.
More good
Anyway,
news,
onto
please.
this super beautiful ship that everything
Yes.
goes fine, everything's good.
Super smooth
And then
sailing.
they all lived happily ever after.
Okay, you guys, ready?
No,
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay. So today's story, yes, I do have another disaster story, but there's also survival. So
Oh.
there's that
Okay.
too.
It's a mishmash.
Yeah. This is the HMHS Britannic. So you can go to my first picture while I just
Sounds
talk about it.
familiar, but I feel like
Right.
those names
Mhm.
all kind of sound familiar.
I think I'm just thinking of the Britannica.
Oh, yes. Encyclopedia? Yes,
Yeah.
that is what I'm thinking of.
Yes.
So that's a book, correct?
Yeah.
It's a book.
Which
okay.
surprisingly,
So this is a ship made of books.
Encyclopedia Britannica did not have a huge entry on this ship. I'm like, it's so close to your name. Like, honor
What
it.
are they thinking?
They're
Yeah.
just jealous.
They
Yeah,
didn't want anybody to get
exactly.
confused. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I'm
because
the
it
only
happens,
one.
obviously.
So the Britannic is the younger sister ship of the Titanic and the Olympic.
We just can't stop.
Oh.
We just can't. Like,
I know, but I haven't covered her. So we talk about Titanic, and
There we
you know,
go.
sometimes the sister
can't leave a-
deserves the limelight.
Right.
It was built by Harland and Wolff in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Obviously, as anyone who's listened to this podcast knows,
You
know
know,
those,
definitely.
beginning on November 30th, 1911, but it wouldn't launch until 1914. So yeah, that first photo is them building the Britannic, which you're probably wondering, why did this take so long? Now I'm going to get to that. So
That was
after
definitely what my question was.
okay.
I assume that they're like, whoa, Titanic didn't do so good. Should we wait?
Should we
Just,
like
like,
change
double
some
check?
things? And
Yeah,
you're
let's
right.
double check.
Okay.
That's exactly
Okay.
what happened. So after Titanic,
Did you guys lock the garage? Because I mean, water can get in. We should make sure.
that's exactly, you're right on, Megan. I'm just gonna let you go ahead, bask in your glory of being right.
So smart.
That's why we have you here.
That's
So there
scary.
was obviously some necessary safety changes they wanted to do after the Titanic. So they added extra lifeboats, up to 55 lifeboats. Titanic only had 20. And they also included
God.
right. They also included more davits to launch those lifeboats. Those are the arm things. If you go to my
Yes.
next photo.
Mm.
Wait,
for
we
anyone.
saw one of those at the Titanic exhibit.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
from the Titanic? Like the real
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, but was it
Yeah.
a real one, Chantal, or was it a mock?
They had
what's
they
the
had
nice
some
word
of
for
the
fake?
pieces, I think,
Oh, okay.
if I remember correctly. Yeah.
But we saw, and we're like, oh, that is a massive piece of
Mhm.
machinery. Like, it was huge.
Yes. So the ones on the Titanic were called Welland davits. Those were a manual davit that you would lower down lifeboats one at a time. The Britannic had new state-of-the-art davits called the gantry davits, which were powered by electricity, and they were capable
What?
of lowering more than one lifeboat at once. You could lower one, and the next
Damn.
one comes down. So
That
it was
technology
quite
happened quick.
advanced. Yes,
Yeah.
it was actually like a really big enhancement. And of course, lifeboat safety, which was blamed, not having enough lifeboats for the Titanic. But to be
Mm.
fair, as we've
It's
known,
part of it,
there was
but
a
it's
lot
not,
of other factors
Yeah.
involved, and the fact
Hubris.
that yes, exactly. So she also had
Chowder.
a much better, yes, the chowder really come into play.
Everyone was
So-
high on PCP. That's why they're like, let's hit that iceberg.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
I thought it was a video game. It's fine. So, far better watertight compartment system was also installed. So they increased the number of compartments only by one, but they raised the level to higher decks all the way up to B deck.
Yes, that
But
was the
that's all
problem.
that they needed.
Yes.
Right. Like, we're not going to just cut it off at the bottom. We're going to raise it up.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Titanic's only went to E deck. So that really contributed to the watertight system failing
Okay.
for the Titanic. Um, they also added a double hull, so an extra layer of protection. So we're just gonna put our ship in another ship, kind of, I guess.
I heard you like
Keep it
ships,
safe.
so I'm gonna put your ship inside another ship.
Exactly. Now we
I
keep
think
that
I
ship
talked about that
safe.
in submarines.
Yes, you
before.
did.
The different types of the double hull.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So extra
Did
protection.
it work? Does it come up later that it didn't work?
Yeah, they try.
Shit.
It's
Oh,
it's like
God.
you
I
just
It's
didn't
not
use
know.
always
Ziploc bags,
fail-safe.
make sure it doesn't leak, but sometimes it does. So
Oh, God. Okay.
it was also reported that the ship went through a name change. It was going to be the Gigantic.
That's a bad name for a
It was a
ship.
bad name.
Whoa,
It's
she's
like,
gigantic
wow.
because boats are girls. So, like,
Yeah.
imagine being like, look, she's gigantic.
Yeah,
That's
hit the
not
nail on the head.
kind.
It is a big ship, so I'm glad they
That's a
changed the name.
huge bitch.
Pretty sassy. That's a huge bitch. Again, movies is our
I don't-
humor.
Yeah, I
Is
don't
that from
think I'd be
Adam
able to.
Sandler? Is that from, what's that from?
That's from Deuce Bigelow, the male
Deuce
gigolo.
That movie's so bad, but also I love
So
it.
bad.
Did you guys watch the new Happy Gilmore?
I have
movie?
not.
I haven't
yet.
finished it.
Your face makes
I
me
haven't
look
finished
sad.
it either. I fell asleep, so I mean, take that what you will.
no.
But I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting.
My
Dean
brother
really
liked
hated
it.
the beginning,
What is
so
that?
he
Oh.
Okay.
listen. It's
Yeah,
it's the
it's-
same. He hated the whole reason why everything happens. Basically, he
Yeah.
was like, "That's stupid. Why would they do that?" And that's why he got really
Have
upset.
you not
and
watched
that's
that
why we
Adam Sandler
haven't
movie?
No,
Yeah.
you'll understand when you see what I mean.
Okay. Okay, I do need to watch that.
Okay.
Oh, also, we're going to go see Weapons this weekend.
Fun.
You
I'm
are?
excited.
I want to
Yes.
see that.
Damien told me
Also,
like, we're going to go see it.
um,
I'm like,
Apparently, I think the new Conjuring movie comes out the weekend I'm there. I'm not saying we have to go to the theaters, but we could.
yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
So we should go to the movie like maybe Saturday afternoon or something.
Oh,
Or
my
Matinee.
evening.
God.
Matinee.
Oh, my God. Yes. Oh, my God.
We're gonna do that thing
Yes,
again
'cause-
where we don't know where we do anything in the weekend because
Yeah. I like how on
we
Friday,
filled every minute.
Yeah.
Friday we're going to be in the city.
City
I
girls.
doubt we go out. I'm down for it.
Oh,
I-
we're not
oh.
going out. It's,
we're just.
we're
I
probably
thought
just gonna
Friday
okay.
night we were gonna go out for a couple drinks
Yeah.
and then go to
yeah,
your place.
dinner. Yeah.
Okay.
What did you
Okay.
think by going out?
No,
Yeah,
I just
we
meant like,
weren't gonna
even-
go out later. Like,
Oh,
no,
I
we're-
knew that. We're in our mid to late 30s.
I'm gonna be on the couch, hopefully cuddling with Samus.
I'm just
yeah.
I even had doubts that we would even go out to eat.
Oh,
'cause
I don't doubt
just-
that. No,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's nice.
we need
weather.
food.
'Cause
We're good.
I
Yeah.
would love that Giant Caesar, but in general, just a big.
We can find
something.
something. It's okay. There's lots of things around me. Anyway,
For
let's
those
get back to the ship.
listening, I am
Yeah.
going to be visiting Chantel and Megan
Yes.
in 1 month from
It's a big
tomorrow.
deal.
It's kind
It's
of
a
a big deal. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. We might try to record in person. We'll see how it goes.
will be
We'll
hilarious.
see. We'll see how we
Yes.
fit it into the weekend.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so.
It'll be a brief disaster at
Yeah.
minimum, so,
much like this
It'll
case,
never
probably.
come to light.
yes.
Hey, coffee on the coffee page. Please
Yeah,
donate,
there you go.
and you can listen to
You
that
can
train wreck.
See whatever happens.
Yes. Right. That's definitely paid content.
100%.
Okay, so she was also designed to be far more luxurious than her sister ships. So she had more luxurious dining, lounging areas, even a first-class kids playroom, because I guess kids didn't have anything to do on Titanic.
Well, they're wearing
Um,
3-piece suits, talking about stocks, like we talked about. So
Exactly.
Obviously, what else would you do as a child? They also added a giant like organ, which actually never made it on the ship. So we'll get to it.
So they promised me an organ, and
Yeah,
then it
and
doesn't
they did
even go
not
on the ship.
deliver. No, it was supposed to be a
Refund.
They
self-playing
couldn't find any
organ.
organist.
Oh
No, they actually
They didn't
was,
even need
yeah.
one.
Yeah, exactly. This is high tech over here, Chantel. So
Mhm.
get rid of your manual organs, everyone.
Yeah.
Get it.
Whatever you think you know, just forget it. Good. I don't know anything about organs.
At completion, she was 882 feet or 269 meters. Oh, I forgot to get the shack count on that.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
guys.
That's
And
pretty
I
big.
did my
It's pretty
notes late last
gigantic.
night. Yes.
Mm.
So maybe the name not too
Huh?
far-fetched. A gross tonnage of 48,158, which is the amount of space that the ship takes.
that's
Mhm.
big.
So it is big.
Gross.
It was a little bit bigger than Titanic for the gross tonnage, but pretty much exactly on par for the size otherwise.
Okay.
It was just maybe slightly wider because they added that like double hull. So the ship officially launched on February 26, 1914, with plans to start passenger service the following year. But this plan was short-lived because something called World War I started
I was
on
like,
July
what?
28th, 1914.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So
We were involved in that one, so I should
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah,
but
This is where the organ starts to fall off the,
we need
agenda.
that organ for battle.
battle organ.
It's going to play us in.
It's
It's like in Mad Max, the guy on the guitar.
Exactly.
When I saw that scene, I like burst out laughing because I'm like, what am I even watching?
I know, but I love it
That's
so
such a great
much at the
movie.
same time. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I love
I mean,
that.
you know what? Now that I've come to accept it, I had so many questions. And Amy's like, "Can you please stop?" I'm like, but who is that? But why is this? Why
Yeah.
is he?
Because it's
honestly,
their
I
battle
like-
cry.
Battle guitar seemed like the easier job in this situation.
Witness
so-
me!
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. I
Oh my
love
god, that
this
was
movie.
so gross. When he spray paints his mouth, it just
I'm
can't.
like, ew, all metallic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure the actor had fun getting that off his teeth later.
Maybe it's like bubblegum flavored, or who knows? I'm
Good
sure it
old
tasted good.
Mhm.
So anyway, the Britannic was, although far too big and really not fast enough and too hard to maneuver to be a battleship. So that was off the table.
Fair.
But she would end up aiding in her own way. So during World War I, there was a huge battle in Turkey called the Gallipoli Campaign, where Allies tried to gain control of the naval route in the Mediterranean Sea to the Black Sea. So
I
this
know
was a
it
huge
well.
battle. Yes, I had to look it up as well.
Were
So
there pirates?
as far as I know, no.
So they're not real.
But I can't confirm or deny. So we'll suspend Chantel's disbelief on pirates for a
Thank
little
you.
bit longer.
Thank you.
This battle lasts between February 1915 to January 1916, and unfortunately, the Allies were ultimately not successful. So there was a lot of casualties. Yeah, not great. And at this point, the Britannic is called to service, but as a hospital ship, because we have a lot of fallen soldiers and they need to get back to England. So by the end of 915, she was officially called to service. So once the RMS Britannic, she would become the HMHS Britannic, His Majesty's hospital ship.
I was like,
HS or male.
I
No,
know.
it's
I
not
had
male.
to also look it up. Yeah, no male.
No,
this
no male.
time. So she had to have a full body makeover at this point, from exterior to interior. So
Miss
no longer.
Gigantic gets a
I
makeover.
know, exactly. So her exterior was painted white with a green stripe and 3 red crosses on each side, and the funnels were painted yellow. She also had 4 crosses that would light up at night, and the deck would light up green. So if you want to go first to the next photo, you can see an
kinda
actual
cool.
photo of the ship.
Oh, very cool.
Wow.
Wow.
I actually love it.
like
Yeah.
it actually looks like a floating hospital.
It does. They really went
And
all
those
out.
smokestacks are yellow.
Yes. If you go to my next photo, this is actually from a video that I'm going to share later.
Ooh.
But
Oh my
they
God.
digitized
It looks like
what
a
it would
Carnival
look like.
cruise.
I know, right?
The worst cruise
It
you've
was
ever been
not,
on, but it does look like it.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone's dying.
right. But
Got it.
Chantel, you could have, if
Mhm.
you only lived during this time, this
If
could have been your
only.
ship. If only. Exactly.
If
God
only I was
willing.
around in wartime. You know, that old homage.
Yeah. So
I feel
regretful.
like
Born in the wrong
you watch
century.
Yeah.
you watch a little bit of like Captain America or the Christina Aguilera video where she's doing like the wartime, the Candy Man,
Mhm. Yes.
and I'm like, I like that.
yeah.
Not
Can I
all
read
the
that
real
part of
stuff.
it?
Yeah.
Not
Not
the
all-
depression
Sometimes
that comes
pick and
later.
choose the parts
Or
that I
like
think are cute.
the intense racism and just how
Mhm.
women weren't allowed to do anything, which is what they're trying to do
Right.
now. But like the hair and the
Yeah.
outfits, I like the
The
nice
hair and the
stuff.
outfits
I-
are what I like too.
I really
That's
want
all
some,
that I like.
radium in my makeup. That'd be
Mm.
great.
I would love to just get
I
cancer
love
from
that
the mouth
glow
down.
that I get.
Yes. I don't know how
Anyway.
people
Why do we always
just
go dark?
survive?
humaned back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
How did we make it? How did our grandparents
I don't
make
know,
it?
but we almost killed out the sharks, but
Yeah.
somehow humans are surviving. It's all good.
We are
We don't
miracles.
deserve it.
Okay, that we're here. Okay, so the interiors had to be changed. Obviously, they were outfitted for luxury, and becoming a hospital ship, the first class dining room became an operating room. And a lot of the first class areas were instead filled with hospital beds. So a lot of work just to be
Just so surreal.
ripped out. Yeah.
Just got it. Yeah.
Um, Also, because of some of the delays and everything, those fancy davits that I mentioned earlier, they weren't all able to be installed. They had to go with some of the regular ones. So still safer, but
Okay.
I can
not
see
all
on this
the tech.
photo.
Yes, they had
So
to
are
kind
the
of.
high, yeah, the high tech ones are the much larger ones, right?
Yes, the really
Mhm.
big ones you see on there. So they're actually very huge.
Kind of red looking. Yeah.
The Hague Convention has stated that ships designated as a hospital ship should not be targeted. So that's why they went
Should.
all out to try to make sure that the ship would not
We are a
be
hospital.
torpedoed. Right. We are
And could be
helping people. We
seen,
are
yeah.
not part of the battle. So a lot of people, like the nurses, doctors on the ship, would later describe the feeling of being on the Britannic as there was this unspoken fear. Because even though they weren't supposed to be targeted, it doesn't mean that they wouldn't be. So
Fair.
other ships who were supposed to be like not targets, for example, there's one I'm going to talk about in an upcoming episode called the Lusitania. It was a famous passenger ship that
Forget that
was
name.
struck by a torpedo and sunk. So it's not like you're
Oh.
immune. This is just please don't situation. And to be fair,
Yeah.
like,
There was
if
no
they
one like
were
making
targeted,
sure that didn't happen.
right? If they were a torpedo, that would be considered a war crime. So
Mm-hmm.
after the war, there could be repercussions. So that was kind of also keeping them
War is so fucked up.
feeling safer. Yeah, yeah. There were also lots of subs at this time, though, and lots of underwater mines. So the threat was very real that at any
Like
point
from Finding
something could
Nemo?
happen. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So her maiden voyage was on December 23rd, 1915, without any real fanfare because this was
It's
no
work time.
longer.
Get to work.
Yeah, it's work time. Here, you have a job to do. So she was off on duty under Captain Charles Bartlett. She would head to, she would stop in Naples, Italy to
Oh.
get like fuel and supplies and then go
I
to
was there.
Greece. Oh,
Mm.
so jealous.
I mean, but didn't you guys? You were in France.
I
Chantal went all over the
well,
place.
and then she would go to Greece, and I've been to Greece, so there's that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go there too.
So she had 3,300 beds and would pick up those who were injured and then do the return trip. So she did 3 of these trips before she was released from duty because the casualties were less and no longer needed her service. So things are looking up for the Britannic.
Yeah.
The Admiralty gave White Star Line $75,000 or $2 million today's dollars to convert her back to her fabulous self in May of
Oh,
all that it
okay.
took?
1916. I
$2
don't
million
know.
bucks
I
to
think that's
revert
all.
it back?
That's all they gave her.
Yeah,
Gave
this is
them.
what we're gonna give you.
So I'm not sure if that covered all the expenses. I have to say, like, that'd be really
Unlikely.
expensive to even
Yeah.
paint a ship. Like, oh my God, it
Oh
cost
my
me like,
God.
Mhm.
a couple $100 just paint a room in my house. Like,
Yeah.
oh my
It's
God, painting a
that's such a good
ship.
point.
It'd be so expensive. So I don't know how they managed to do that, but they worked really hard over 2 months to bring her back to her former glory. Unfortunately, at the end of August 1916, she would be called back to duty. So they literally had to paint
Wait,
the ship
Oh
back.
my
finished everything?
God.
They
Snip,
painted
snap,
her
snip,
back.
snap.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Oh.
So, yeah, imagine being like just finished. You're like, she's perfect. Okay, now undo it.
It's like,
Oh,
John,
good.
you're gonna kill me.
Another coat of paint. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I need you to get those giant cross symbols out of storage. We need
Yeah.
them back.
We need those green lights.
Do you have any more of that school bus yellow? Paint them smokestacks, John.
I just cleaned the paint off these sore hands.
God.
Here we go. So
Wow.
she goes back at it. They repaint her, take out all the luxury items, and turn her back into the hospital ship. So she's ready to go. She looks great. So, unfortunately, the reason this because obviously a lot more troops were dying again, and they needed her help. So the Britannic would complete 2 more round trips after being called back to service, and then on her 3rd trip back in service In November 1916, she left from Naples to do her usual route to go to Greece. On November 21st, she was on her way to pick up wounded soldiers, passing by the island of Kea in Greece. Captain Bartlett at the time saw clear waters, everything looked good, so he could really not predict what was about to happen. The Britannic would make contact with a mine, an underwater mine, at 8:12 a.m. on November 21st. This caused, obviously, a huge explosion that was felt by everyone on board. A huge hole is blown into the hull, and obviously everyone is in panic at this moment because something big has happened. They're not sure what. A huge wave flows into the ship as the captain and the crew try to assess the damage.
It gave me chills.
So the captain realized that, the hit's on the starboard side of the ship. It's near the front. And immediately he orders all the watertight doors to be shut. Unfortunately, because of the blast, the watertight doors in that area were starting to jam. So they tried to close what they could. And even though there are some that close, it significantly impacted the amount of watertight areas they had.
And also,
Tightness.
this
Yes.
is an explosion versus an iceberg, and even that did a lot of damage. But
Right.
like a mine, like
Yeah.
I'm shocked that the doors worked at all. Honestly,
Right. Some of them didn't. So that was,
Yeah.
they could have, I think, 6 compartments flooded. And if the doors could have worked as planned, that wouldn't have been a problem. But it caused more areas to flood.
Oh no.
Now, they weren't at a point of no return with the compartments yet, but what really did them in was, unfortunately, because it was a hospital ship, you needed to air this girl out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the nurses had
Oh,
opened all the
no.
portholes
Yeah.
to air out the ship. So this actually...
Damn you, Florence Nightingale.
keeping airflow.
Fresh air is for dead people. That's
Yeah.
what Morbid says. Oh my God, that's actually very because
Yeah.
the water drowns them.
Oh.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, well-intended idea caused the ship to take on more water, and
Quickly.
the captain realized that things were not good. So, distress signals are called out, but another unfortunate factor is their machine could send out a distress call, but it couldn't receive anything. So they had no idea if this was even working.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, it does not. But apparently that's what happened. So they're sending them out, but they are not receiving anything. He gets an idea to try to beach the ship because the shore's not that far and they're really not in deep water. If he can just get closer to shore, maybe he beaches the ship and, saves it somehow, or at least saves
it
his
from
crew
sinking.
and the
Yeah.
nurses and doctors on board.
And whoever is alive that they were trying to keep alive.
Exactly. So he orders full steam ahead. Do not lower lifeboats. Well, people are obviously, rightfully so, panicking, and they're getting into the lifeboats. And the crew starts to load them up anyway because they're waiting for the captain's orders. They're not sure exactly what's going on, but they're like, we're sinking fast. We need to decide, are we going to lower these or not? So one nurse on board, I'm going to take a little detour in my episode and talk about her for a second. Her name was Violet Jessup. I don't know if you've heard of this
Yes, I have.
name before. Okay.
I've heard of this name. I don't know why.
So she was a nurse on board this ship, and she was very familiar with disaster because she was also a survivor of the Titanic.
Yes, that's why I know. Because My Favorite Murder did a
Yeah.
story on her. Okay.
Yeah, she's really fascinating. So you can go to my next photo. There's
Oh,
Violet.
God.
Oh.
She's beautiful.
She is,
Mhm.
yes. So
I
Violet
would
was,
trust her with my life.
well, you should. She's a nurse. She probably
Yeah.
knows what she's doing.
She looks like she does.
Chantal, is this what you were to work?
Yes, every day, clearly. And a big cross around my neck as well because we're religious.
Oh,
too,
You're
on top
so
of it.
religious. You're the most devout person that I've ever met.
I have to say this dress is a little cute, but
It
Oh,
is.
it's cute.
It
And the
is.
sleeves and the tight forearms, it's all working.
yeah, I just show up at work. like
God,
this,
all that
Chantal.
white though. Would be a
Yeah, it's
bitch
not
to
ideal.
clean.
Can you just bleed on the cross only?
Yeah.
Please? Thanks. That's
Just
why
on
it's
the
red.
And
sleeves.
also not on
Thanks.
my shoes. These are expensive.
Yeah.
So Violet was born on October 2nd, 1887 in Argentina to Irish immigrant parents. She was the oldest of 9, but unfortunately only 6 of her siblings would survive. When her dad passed away when she was a teenager, her family would move to England, and there she would help raise her siblings while her mother took a job as an ocean liner stewardess. So she was often, at home helping while her mom was away. Eventually, her mom could not work any longer, so she herself became an ocean liner stewardess. And this was really a great job for her. And also because she spoke Spanish growing up in Argentina, she was able to help with other passengers. And apparently, she spoke French too. So she was a really good person.
Damn
to have.
badass.
Yes. So in 1911, she was actually aboard the other sister ship of the Titanic. There's 3 sisters, the RMS Olympic. When it had a collision south of England with the HMS Hawk, which is a Navy ship. The Olympic was trying to take a wide turn, essentially, and the Hawk was trying to, I don't know, go straight, and they
It's always
collided.
these damn turns.
I know.
Just go straight forever.
It's 2 watertight
Just
compartments.
never
Yeah, never.
Seems obvious to me.
2 watertight compartments had flooded, but luckily no one was killed, and the ship was able to be repaired. But
That's
bit of a
shocking
close
to hear.
call,
Mhm.
right? But obviously, this did not deter her from her chosen profession, because in
I would-
1912, she boarded the Titanic again as a stewardess.
God.
So when the iceberg hit, she was ordered to assist passengers on deck who didn't speak English and kind of give them instructions and hopefully calm people down. She was eventually put into lifeboat 16, along with a random baby that an officer handed to her. So she's given a baby, get into a
God.
lifeboat. By the way, when I was looking this up, I happened to notice there was some lifeboats, they had literally 12 people on them when they could have carried 65. So when people say it was just not having enough lifeboats,
Mm-mm.
they did not fill these.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is
there
just like
was-
pure panic and terror. So like shit's gonna happen, but yeah,
Right.
it wasn't the amount of
Yeah.
lifeboats. It was
We
just,
read that
it
at
was
the-
everything.
We read that at the Titanic exhibit too. They were talking
Yeah.
about that, about how people were saying that afterwards, being like they were
Yeah,
half
some
empty. They were
were-
just dropping them
yeah.
in the water.
And this is like, barely, like there's barely anyone in this boat. So the next day, she was rescued by the Carpathia, and when on deck, a woman grabs the baby she's holding, runs away crying. So she assumes this is the baby's mother.
Like, say
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking
Or at least be like,
oh.
yeah, I'm the mom. I don't know. But to be fair, she's traumatized. And if I thought my baby died, I would probably be traumatized too.
I
so.
would have recorded them and put them
Or
on
I
blast
might be
on social
crazy
media.
enough just to steal
Yeah,
somebody
she should have
else's
just-
baby.
So Chantel's
Maybe.
straight up going to abduct a baby. Like, this is the perfect time.
Chantel's not going to want
there's no ID.
No one's
one
gonna
has their
ask.
diaper.
Right.
How are they gonna know?
How are they gonna know?
Apparently, she recalled an incident a couple decades after this where she received a strange phone call where the person asked her if she had rescued a baby from the Titanic. And when she said yes, the person said, "I was that baby," and hung up.
What?
So,
She obviously
Yeah.
gets her mother's decorum.
right.
It was me.
I'm not going to give you any explanation.
There's
and
no star
apparently-
69 back then.
Yeah. Someone's like, so you're probably just being pranked. She's like, well, I never shared that with anyone. So I don't know how anyone would have known at the time to
Oh,
do
wow.
that.
And then why
Um,
call just to say that and hang up?
Right. But the only other baby on her boat was apparently like dead at this point, like as a grown
Oh.
adult. So it's hard to say, but there was another baby, like who could have been that baby. So it's possible. That was her story. Anyway,
Mhm.
a few years later, she's still working as an ocean liner stewardess, but also helping like with nursing efforts too, because during wartime that was needed, and you didn't really need to probably have a lot of formal training at this point to be a nurse.
They were desperate.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
You
They
learned
were
on
like,
the
"Oh,
job.
You're okay with blood? Come on
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, you'll learn. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's how she found herself aboard the Britannic. So, also another fun fact is there were 2 other survivors that survived both the Titanic and the Britannic. Andrew
Molly
Priest
Brown, right?
was
Oh,
no, she is the unsinkable Molly Brown, but she was
yeah.
I think just from the Titanic.
Titanic?
But there was 2 other guys. Andrew Priest and Archie Jewell, who survived both. One was like the guy in the steam room keeping the fire going for the boilers. He
lived.
survived
Wow.
4 shipwrecks, including
Jesus.
I think the Titanic, Britannic, and then 2 others. And this other guy
Huh.
named Archie, who was one of the lookouts, not the one who was in there when it hit the iceberg, but his shift was before that. And he escaped both. But yeah.
He's like,
anyway.
it wasn't me. It wasn't. I wasn't.
Yeah,
I
I was not on
anything.
duty.
I didn't see it.
for that. So it's kind of crazy that people keep surviving all these shipwrecks. I'm like, people, like, go back
Stay
to
on
land.
please.
Exactly.
Oh my lord.
All right. So back to the ship, back to the story.
Okay.
So Violet, obviously, she's very familiar with what's going on at this point. She's been here, done that. She grabs her life jacket. She also grabbed a toothbrush because she had said that she had that last time she was on a sinking ship.
The last time I was on this disaster ship situation, I
My
wish I
breath
had
was
brushed my teeth.
terrible.
Yeah.
So
And
I need to-
everyone could tell. I knew they
Yeah.
could tell.
yeah.
They were all doing this around me when they were
Right.
talking.
It made a
Damn
terrible
it.
night just a little worse. I don't want that. She
You know what?
also
That's
helped
fair. She knows.
Right.
She's
She's
been through it
there, done
before.
that. She also helped another nurse back onto the boat deck. So she gets into a lifeboat and they decide we're going to lower these because this ship's sinking and they haven't had the official order from the captain, but we're going to go ahead and lower some of these lifeboats while we can.
I get it.
Unfortunately, this was a very deadly mistake because as the Britannic was taking on more and more water, it was raising her stern out of the water. And with the
So
stern
familiar.
comes propellers. So these boats were being lowered into the water, and with the suction of the propeller of the ship, they were being sucked into the blades.
I now remember this from the other episode, and oh my god.
Yes. So people were being chopped to death.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah. Violet sees as people are jumping out of her boat, like, why are they doing that? She looks ahead and sees the blades approaching her. So she, not knowing how to swim, decides to jump out of the boat.
Wait.
I mean, she has a life jacket on, but still, these
But
are not.
like you've
Well,
already
been in
propeller blade
two-
or water.
No.
I know.
I'm
Oh,
just.
yes.
I agree with what she did, but you've been in 2 boat accidents and you still haven't learned how to swim, ma'am.
A lot of people didn't learn how to swim back
I-
then, but yes,
I know
it is
we've
crazy.
talked about that, but
think
it's like one of the. I think my first shipwreck, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna
you know
learn
what
how to
I'm
swim.
gonna do. I'm
right.
gonna learn how to at least tread water.
She's
Yeah.
probably
Lord
like
knows.
she's
If I'm
probably
gonna-
like procrastinator. Like, I'm gonna get to it. I'm like, damn
Yeah.
it! Like, of course this would happen.
Oh god.
So yeah, it is crazy to me that you wouldn't think to learn how to swim. It's like swimming wasn't a thing then. Like, they had swimming
I
pools.
know.
Water's always been
all's
around.
Water. Yeah, you can go to the beach. Like, you'd think it would be a good idea.
And also
especially
the
if you
beach is
work
a
on boat.
wild place to learn how to swim. Like starting a lake. My gosh.
Oh yeah.
Starting a lake.
Like starting a lake.
Even
a
I think I see a
lake can be
riptide. Let's
hard.
learn how to swim right here.
So the depth is gonna go from like a few feet to just endless. So jump in
Yeah.
and we'll see how you do. Also,
It
there's
is-
sharks.
I much rather teach someone to swim in a pool. Like, even when
Hell yeah.
sometimes I had to teach people swim lessons in lakes, and it's always like, all right, where's the best place to go? Lakes even have waves too, so it could be like a wild lesson. You can't predict it,
Yeah.
right? So sometimes the water's murky, sometimes it's not.
So Violet's like, you know
Either
what?
way.
Forget it.
She has
Forget
so
it.
many options. Okay.
That's why she grabbed that
Just
life
learn.
jacket and that toothbrush.
Yeah.
So
No,
she
like,
is
so
set.
smart.
Smart.
I mean, we all know how to swim, but I was
Is she
still,
gonna? Is she
I would
gonna
still not
whittle
be
the
like, oh, I don't need
toothbrush?
one.
Is she gonna whittle the toothbrush into a?
That's
into
how
a
she
boat?
survived. Yeah.
Okay.
So she jumps out, goes underwater, and when she resurfaces, she actually hits her head on the boat, causing quite a bad injury.
Ooh.
But she was able to escape the blades. So she's trying to like make her way as far away as possible.
I knew
from
you were
what's
trying
going
to say.
on. Right.
Blades
Um,
that way, me this way.
Yes, but
Bad-
she's
bad
witnessing
blades.
other boats getting like not being so lucky, and some people are on those
Oh.
boats and they're literally Like, I can imagine it'd just be so
Who would
horrific.
have thought that you would go through the Titanic and that still might be not be the most horrific boat accident you've
I
been
know.
involved
Right?
in?
This is worse. It's like, well, at least with the
Oh my
Titanic, people didn't
God.
get like chopped to bits.
I would pick like freezing water over being chopped up.
Chopped
that's
to
for
bits?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds.
fair.
Tell me who would pick? I'd rather be chopped to bits.
Oh, maybe sounds more instant. Maybe.
Maybe. I just.
Sorry, I can't. 'Cause I feel like for a
Just
split second I would be like, that was my leg, and then I would be dead. At least if I were like
Right.
freezing to death, it seems like that
It's just
might
like,
be.
oh, I'm just gonna slowly freeze
Yeah,
to
slowly
death.
sleep.
And my
Close my
brain
eyes
is gonna
for
know
1
what's
second.
going on for like 3 hours before it finally happens. I don't know.
I
kinda
can feel my
like
legs. I don't
maybe-
think they're there.
I don't think you lasted that long in those waters, right? I think it was
Still long enough. It's still longer than instant.
Longer than instant. That's true.
I
That's true.
still no freezing to death every day
Yeah.
over chopping by a propeller
Pick it.
blade.
Yeah. And as
All
much
right,
as I like
guys, vote.
being- what would you rather do? Be chopped to death or
Okay, if
frozen?
you had to choose, would you rather jump into water and very likely get chopped up by a propeller, or would you rather be surrounded by thousands of people and you all die slowly from hypothermia?
Vote
Yeah.
now.
Let us know. Voting's now open.
Yeah. Add
Oh,
your
God.
thoughts and feelings in the comments. Okay.
Mhm.
So now that we've got that settled, everyone's
Well-
voted. So Captain Bartlett did not even know this was happening. He's like just full steam ahead.
He's in denial. For
when he
sure,
was
'cause
aware-
he's underwater now.
He quickly cut the engines, of course.
Not
So-
quick enough.
God.
No, I'm sure he was horrified to know what was happening. At this point, they
Ugh.
did lower the lifeboats because the ship is sinking very quickly at this point. He did, after lifeboats launched, try one more attempt to do full steam ahead to try to do his plan, but it wasn't going to
Honey,
work. Yeah,
honey,
just give it up.
The propeller's not in the water. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Right. Yeah, like
You
I
can't move
don't
if
know
the
what he was
propeller's not in the
doing.
water.
You know, he was just really hopeful. You know, Captain doesn't want to lose his ship.
God, no, of course not. It's just like it's all so fucking crazy how this
Right.
happened. Like that's just wow.
So by 8:35, remember 8:12 was the collision or the
Yeah.
line. 8:35, he gave an order to abandon ship. So anyone else on there? GTFO.
Yikes.
He used the final amount of steam to blast one long whistle for like a call for aid and kind of like a goodbye whistle for the ship.
Jesus.
And he would just wait for the ship to slowly sink, and he basically kind of walked off the ship into the water as it sunk. So he was the last to leave. You know, tradition, captain has to stay with the
Did
ship.
he die?
Nope. He just swam
Oh.
away.
Wait, so everyone got off.
Yeah. Everyone got off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was able to get off.
That wasn't already.
That wasn't like already half dead in a bed, basically.
Well, so remember, they didn't pick up the wounded soldiers yet. So on this point,
right,
this
right.
whole
It's just
time.
crew. It's just
but there was
crew.
still over 1,000 people on this ship.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it was not like,
That's
it would have been
better. So, okay.
so deadly and devastating had they had all those injured people because there's no
And
way.
they can't do anything to help themselves because they're probably critically injured. So
Exactly.
Oh wow. So that's actually
Yes.
silver lining doesn't seem like the right phrase, but
Well, I mean,
Right.
people still got bladed to death. So, I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it was not great. And how she went down was quite like,
dramatic. Like
yeah. Well, so like I said, her stern was going up, the funnels were breaking off, and the bow actually hit the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Because it was not that deep here.
Yeah.
So the ship was probably twice the length of the depth of water at this point. So
Oh,
the bow of the
wow.
ship actually hit the bottom first,
Mhm.
and then the rest slowly sunk down after that.
Okay.
So she was kind of like listing to the starboard
that'd
side.
be
where
so
the hole
creepy to see in
was.
person. Just so
Mhm.
like
There's actually a really great video rendition of it that I'm going to share from YouTube, and
yes, please.
it goes through the whole thing. It's almost like probably for the duration of what the ship would have gone through, like less time really, because
but
they
it
talk
was
about
only
other
20
things.
minutes, so like yeah, you
Well,
could see.
So the ship completely goes underwater by 9:07 a.m. So it was 55 minutes from being hit to being completely gone. And the ship
That's
is the
it.
size of the Titanic. Yes.
Damn.
That's so fast, right?
Yeah.
So the people on this ship, because they were a lot of, first day medical professionals, I think they did well with trying to evacuate quickly, even though there was probably some chaos.
Propellers.
Only 30 people died.
Wow.
And
That's
they
way
were
less
from the
than I thought.
propellers. Yeah. So the
Oh.
people who
Yeah.
did die died horrifically. So there was 10,000,
So avoidable, too. That
1,066
sucks.
passengers. So minus the 30 that survived. So it was
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
it was pretty good for survival rate. And just think that if they didn't launch the lifeboats before the captain said,
Yeah.
he probably would
Yeah.
have had almost everyone surviving.
Everyone survive.
Because this is in the Mediterranean as well. So a couple ships came to rescue the survivors, but they were in warm waters. So it wasn't like
And they were close to shore. They weren't like treading water in the middle of nowhere.
exactly. So it was probably just perfectly cool, wet waters.
All
nothing,
things considered, right?
Yeah, nothing
Damn,
too bad.
That's so like just
Yeah.
the propeller thing. I'm never gonna forget that.
I know. It was like, I was thinking like watch like the video. It doesn't completely show everything, but it shows you from like the vantage point of one of those lifeboats going towards it and how terrifying that was. I'm like, this is
God.
not a ride I'd want to be on. So it's
That
actually
reminds me of
very scary.
the Indiana Jones, is it The Last Crusade? Remember when they're having like the speedboat race in Venice?
Mm-hmm.
And then the boat gets chopped up with them. Although on a much larger scale, obviously.
Oh, yeah. It's
Scary.
very scary. So after this disaster, there was a lot of reports coming out. People were like, did Germany torpedo the ship? Because that, again, would have been a really big war crime.
Right.
So they were trying to determine, was this a landmine or was a torpedo from a submarine a landmine? That's just bad luck, essentially. Torpedo, that's a whole other story. So flash forward to the future a bit. The past, more future past. That
Somewhere in between the accident and now.
Yes.
Flash forward to the future, but not too far. No, come back. Wait, no. Stop.
Stop
A little bit further.
Stop right around December 3rd, 1975.
Thank
Okay,
you. Yeah,
okay.
maybe you could just tell us the year
Yes.
so we know where to stop.
That's where you stop.
Okay.
So if you went
got
too
it.
far, go back. Okay.
Okay.
Back to the future.
Come
Okay.
back.
All right. So French oceanographer Jacques Cousteau discovers the wreck of the Britannic at the bottom of the Aegean Sea. It sits at 390 feet or 119 meters. And it was in great condition. So all things considered, the ship was very intact, minus where it had, obviously a landmine hit it. And where it hit the
Oh, wait, so
bottom.
that wasn't perfectly intact?
Right, that was not. So you can actually go to my next photo.
Whoa.
Oh.
So this is,
I mean, like the quality of the photo,
right.
Whatever. But
Yes.
you can tell that the ship is like,
And this might have been an
essentially
artist
itself.
rendition of it anyway, but like, obviously it's not going to be in mint condition, but like
Yeah.
the ship
but that
itself
looks-
is
like you can tell what it is. I think because of where the
yeah.
Titanic is, the pressure is so intense
exactly
that nothing's left. But I'm still surprised because this is fairly warm water most of the time, and I'm shocked that it's not more degraded.
Well, a lot of it's almost like an artificial reef at this point too. So it's actually helped keep it, I think, from disintegrating. Yeah, words are really hard. Whereas the Titanic, where it is, I know like the rusticles are eating away at it. Yeah. So it's just a different scenario.
So
it's
it's cold, but it's so deep that just everything's pressing, and it's just not.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is like, wow, such a difference. Like this looks like you could raise it, and minus the giant hole in the front.
Right. So he thought that it was a torpedo that hit it, but they've later proven that no, it was indeed a landmine that sunk the ship. So it wasn't.
Okay.
It was just.
Is there any way to tell now, like which country planted that mine?
It was Germany. Yeah.
So it still was them, but so it
still
wasn't
was them,
intentional.
yeah.
No, but it wasn't deliberate.
non-intentional.
No,
It wasn't. Yes,
it wasn't deliberate
like
against
a
them.
targeted. Yeah.
Right. You just don't want to target hospital ships or certain
On purpose.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. It doesn't mean that at the time, obviously, people were very upset by this, and some news reported that it was a torpedo. So,
Oh
you know,
gosh.
it's just a terrible time, really. You can go to my next photo. This is a kind of a better, more recent shot, and I actually have some.
Ooh.
Yes. So again, this is
Eh.
I figured Chantel would like the diving part.
Look how
Yeah.
small they look next to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So this is diveable, but you have to be very experienced, have a lot of
Mhm.
money, like probably years and years of experience, because it's a very, very dangerous dive.
Victor. Let's say Victor.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Victor
if
would
you were
have
in
the
a
money.
yeah, but you can like free dive down. Well, not free dive, but you can dive down in your suit with all your equipment.
Yeah, but I'll use his money to help
I'm
me
just
do it.
going to be
and
on one of the
learn.
Greek islands, and you
Yes.
guys just send me photos.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I know. I would definitely go down in a little sub here because I feel like it's not crazy deep.
Maybe just not a particular brand of sub.
No,
Yeah,
no.
it's okay. Those are done.
The
Yeah.
carbon fiber. I actually, so
I want it
splurged
round.
recently,
Please.
and I got a Dyson vacuum, and
Ooh.
apparently it says it's made of carbon fiber. I'm like, what? What?
Okay.
Isn't that the
Do I
same
trust you?
material?
Indestructible.
But at least
So
Lindsay's
you
not at
could
the bottom of the
vacuum
ocean.
in the Mariana Trench, is what you're saying.
Carbon
Oh.
fiber.
Okay.
That's what it
Maybe
was
for
made
a
of,
vacuum,
right? For
it's
the Titan.
okay.
Yeah, for a vacuum, I approve, but for a, it can't be the
Submersible.
same material. It can't be.
I mean, he was in like a university lab, just like doing stuff. So who knows what it's made
Yeah.
out of?
Did I get that right? Was it? Didn't they say carbon fiber? Hall?
I'm almost positive, yes. And because it was very, very thin, and then it's wound it around a bunch, and in
Yeah,
most
It
cases
says
that's
carbon
fine.
fiber hull.
No, I'm sure you're right.
No way. So
The
Dyson
Titan
and the
submersible
Titan.
unique made of carbon fiber composites and
Oh,
titanium.
composites and titanium. Okay, I
Yes.
don't think there's titanium in my vacuum.
Vacuum? Okay, if you can lift it, probably not. with your handheld lead vacuum.
Oh. All right. So anyway, so it is possible to dive there, but it is protected area. So you have to ask the Greek government if you do want to dive there, and they're probably not going to say yes to just anyone. It's
Gotcha.
actually,
That
the
makes
wreck
sense.
itself is owned by a historian named Simon Mills. And apparently there's going to be artifacts on display in a new museum in Athens with things from the Britannic opening next year. So that sounds like another bucket
Girls
list
trip.
girls trip. So we have to go to Greece too.
Oh
Oh
no.
God, we have to.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, and everyone listening, you're invited,
Yeah.
obviously. We'll all just take turns picking up the bill. So it's nice
Yes.
and easy.
And I will also share links to extra photos from dives. I just didn't want to make Chantel hate me with a million photos for our
That's
video.
my job.
It's okay, but I will look at them.
Yes, but I will
Yes,
add the
please
link.
drop the
So if you
links.
want to see more, it's just so phenomenal to see how intact the ship is. Like I
Yeah,
wish
this is
I
crazy.
could dive here. Yeah.
They look so teeny tiny next to this big
It's
piece
so
of shit. Like
nuts.
it's,
Yeah. And to think like even though it's pretty deep, like almost 400 feet, like the length of the ship was double that. Like that's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
God.
Yeah.
So
And it's also pretty well lit. I mean, like it's deep, but it's not deep
Yeah.
enough that you can't see too well. Like
right,
they
looks
have
like
lights,
they have
but
lights, but yeah, like to your point, like on a sunny day, like that's not like light is gonna be non-existent
Yeah.
at this point.
that's
So,
freaking cool.
yeah. But that is
Like,
the
sad.
story. It is cool and sad. This part is cool. The propeller part is
Yes.
sad.
Ooh.
So we all agree there. But that is the story of the HMHS Britannic. So
Featuring Violet
Amazing.
Jessup.
featuring Violet Jessup, our survivor. See, I told you it was
Yes.
a survivor story.
Damn.
You were.
Well,
been
and the
there.
fact
Yeah.
that, I mean, I
Correct.
say only, it's still terrible that people died, but the ratio was very surprising.
Yes.
So that made me happy that it wasn't like this, completely full of injured people and
I
dying
know,
people.
that would have been so
Soldiers who are,
tragic.
fighting for the freedom of the Western world, and then they get
Right.
hit by, or they hit a mine, I guess. Like, it could have been so much worse.
It's like
Yeah,
you
'cause in
think
my
you're
head,
almost
I-
home and then you're not.
Oh my God.
In my head, I was just thinking that like, oh shit, like there's probably only a few people who maybe are like, oh, I'm just missing a leg versus like I'm in bed. But so yeah, that was really good too.
Yeah, when I heard that part,
No.
it made me feel like a little better about after
Like,
hearing the other
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
But
it's
like
like,
to go the
okay,
way
it's
those
not-
people went, like I
Oh.
can't even
Yeah, that's-
imagine like how scary. And it's I don't know, maybe some people tried to jump too, but there is a lot of suction and
Yeah, I mean, if
scary.
you were already too close, if it's sucking in a boat, it's can likely suck you in. So I think even
Right.
she's really lucky that she was able to
I know
be
I'm
strong enough to get
surprised
away
that-
from the suction.
If
yeah.
I was swimming and I could feel myself getting pulled and I knew it was going to happen, like I can't even put my brain there. That's one of the most horrible things I could
I
even
know.
imagine.
She is very lucky because given that she wasn't a swimmer and was able to still like suddenly I can swim. Suddenly
I mean,
Yeah.
she hit her head and she
You can learn
Yeah,
real
but-
quick.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
just scoops, make little cups
Yeah.
with your hands and just keep scooping.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, Lindsay, that wasn't the most depressing story you've ever told. So
No. And no
was
children died.
good.
So
Yes.
we've
Well,
Like,
we've
you
kind of
know,
had
did
that as our
mention
test.
the Titanic baby that may have died. So you did
Yeah.
mention one.
No,
child.
she saved the Titanic. Oh, that like died later in life, like older. So not a baby.
No, you said there was another baby on the Titanic that
Oh,
died
on the
in a life.
boat, on the same
Mhm.
boat that she was on.
Oh yeah, but these babies survived. The ones I talked about
Let's focus
until
on that.
much
Everybody
later.
survived. Megan, stop looking
Everyone-
for death, okay?
stop
Everyone
looking
except
for
for
it.
30 people survived.
She brought
Yeah.
it up.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Chantel, next time you go to work, just know it could be worse. You could be working
Yeah.
in 1914.
I'll just tell myself
You would
that
look
all the
good,
time.
but dangers around every corner. Like it's scary times.
Yeah, you look so cute in that outfit.
So cute.
Thanks, but it's really the radium makeup that's doing it for me. That's all.
You're so obsessed with the radium. You have to cover that one day.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna blow your mind. Like you know all about it, right?
the
I
radium
assume.
girls. Yeah,
I mean, if you want to cover it, maybe people here don't know.
and
I
we'll make
wasn't
it ocean
like-
related somehow.
Wasn't like brown color for makeup made from like
Mummies.
mummies? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they definitely use them in lots of different things.
I'm not sure about
Yeah.
makeup, maybe, but definitely paint.
Paint.
Like definitely
maybe. Okay.
artistic paint.
And I think that
What the hell are
there
people
used to be
doing?
certain colors that used to come from like bug shells and stuff like that too.
I think that
Right.
still
Yeah, I think that's
happens.
still
Well, I'm
happens.
sure. Maybe now it's all like
Beetles or
industrially
something.
made.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Anyways, yes,
Well-
maybe we'll cover the radium girls one day. We'll see. Well, I'll make it work.
Don't
Yeah.
forget, I covered haunted dolls. That's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, we
really
can go-
related to anything.
Off to the shore for a little bit.
We do like our radiation, so
Shore leave. We can call it shore
Yes.
leave.
There we go.
There.
Oh,
There you go.
I like
ocean,
that.
ocean connection, and we're done.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna continue rambling. So I love you all.
I love you guys too.
Thanks for listening.
See you next week.
Thank you for listening today. We loved having you. If you liked the episode, share with your friends, family, or anyone who would enjoy it. Also, take a moment to review our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Leaving us a like or comment really helps. If you'd like to buy us a coffee, please visit our coffee page at www.ko-fi.com/coastfiles. Email us at coastfilespod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at coastfilespod, or visit our website at www.coastfiles.com. You can find the sources for today's episode on our website. See you next week with a new episode.